You were trained to be good, to be polite, to be fair, to assume the world runs on the same rules you run on. And because you believed that, you kept choosing the clean option, even when it kept costing you. You stayed quiet to avoid conflict. You gave more than you should because you didn't want to look selfish. You forgave fast because you wanted to be mature. You kept your anger locked up because you thought anger was ugly. And then you watched something that didn't make sense. The loudest guy in the room got listened to. The sly one got rewarded. The person who lied with confidence got promoted. And the person who actually carried the work stayed invisible. Here's the dent in your mind truth. The world doesn't punish predators. It punishes prey that refuses to learn. And if you're kind without being dangerous, you are not good, you are convenient. Think about the pattern. How many times did you try to be the bigger person and it turned into permission for them to keep pushing? How many times did you let it go and they learned you can be handled? How many times did you give them your loyalty and they cashed it out like a paycheck? You didn't lose because you were wrong. You lost because you were unarmed. Let me tell you a story you've lived in different versions. A man works harder than everyone. He's early, he stays late, he fixes mistakes he didn't create. He covers shifts, he solves problems. He thinks his results will speak. He thinks someone will notice. Then a new guy arrives. Not better, not smarter, not even more skilled, but he's bold. He speaks like he owns the room. He takes credit casually. He compliments the boss. He jokes at the right moments. He looks unbothered. He carries himself like a decision has already been made in his favor. 3 months later, guess who gets the raise? Guess who gets the authority? Guess who gets the respect? And the hard worker? He's told, "You're so reliable, we can't move you right now." Reliable. Translation, controllable. That's the game Machiavelli was pointing at. Not be evil, not be cruel, but don't walk into a world of incentives pretending it's a world of morals. Morality without strategy doesn't make you noble, it makes you food. Because there's a type of person who can smell you from a mile away. They don't see your kindness as a virtue, they see it as a resource. They see your patience as a weakness. They see your empathy as an exploit. They test you softly at first. Small disrespect, small lies, tiny boundary violations, just to see if you react. And if you don't react, they learn something. They learn you won't protect yourself. And once someone believes you won't protect yourself, they stop respecting you. Not because they're monsters, because human nature follows the path of least resistance. If there's no consequence, your boundaries aren't real, they're decorations. Ask yourself this: have you ever met someone who is nice, but nobody takes them seriously? Everyone laughs over them, talks over them, uses them for favors, ignores their needs, and they keep smiling, they keep helping, they keep showing up. Now ask yourself the darker question. Do you think the world calls them kind because it admires them or because it benefits from them? Kindness doesn't earn respect. Boundaries do. Presence does. Consequences do. You can be warm and still be untouchable, but if you're warm and easy to step on, people will step, and then they'll tell themselves a story about why it's fine. He doesn't mind. She's always like that. They're too nice. Notice how that sentence sounds like a compliment, but works like a permission slip. Let me give you another story. This one is personal for a lot of people. Someone in your life keeps crossing lines. They make jokes that sting. They take your time like it's free. They cancel last minute. They show up when they need something. They disappear when you need something. And you keep rationalizing it because you want to be fair. You tell yourself, maybe they're busy. Maybe they didn't mean it. I don't want drama. So you swallow it, again and again, until one day you realize something. The cost isn't the disrespect. The cost is what it's doing to you. Your nervous system is always bracing. Your self-respect is leaking out quietly. And worst of all, you're getting used to it. You're training yourself to accept crumbs. That is the hidden tragedy of being good without being strategic. You don't just lose power, you lose identity. You become the person who can be treated any way because you've made peace with being uncomfortable. Now, listen carefully. The goal is not to become a villain. The goal is to stop being naive. There's a difference between kindness and weakness. Kindness is chosen. Weakness is tolerated. Kindness has a spine. Weakness has excuses. Here's a question that will expose everything. When you're nice, is it because you genuinely want to be, or because you're afraid of what happens if you're not? Afraid they'll leave, afraid they'll get angry, afraid you'll be judged, afraid you'll be alone, afraid you'll look bad. Because if your kindness is driven by fear, it isn't kindness, it's a survival strategy disguised as virtue. This is why so many good men and good people disappear, not physically, socially, psychologically. They become background noise in their own life, always agreeable, always available, always understandable, always predictable. And predictable people are the easiest to control. If someone can predict your reaction, they can plan around you. They can press the same buttons, they can trigger the same guilt, they can pull the same strings, and you'll respond the same way every time because you've made your behavior a routine. That's why unpredictability is a weapon. Not chaos, not tantrums, not emotional whiplash, strategic unpredictability. The ability to not respond the way they trained you to respond. Sometimes the most powerful sentence in the world is not an argument, it's no, and then silence. No explaining, no defending, no negotiating, no essay about your feelings, just no. Because the moment you start over-explaining, you hand them your blueprint. You show them where you're unsure. You show them what guilt works on you. You show them how to pull you back in. People who want control don't need to beat you. They just need you to doubt yourself. Strategic silence fixes that. Most people talk too much because they want to be understood. They want to be seen as reasonable. They want to prove they're not the bad guy. They want to make the other person admit it. But the world doesn't work like that. The world works on leverage. If you reveal everything you think, you become readable. And when you're readable, you're manageable. When you're manageable, you're safe. And when you're safe, you're easy to dismiss. There's a reason powerful people don't explain every move. It's not arrogance, it's armor. Try this experiment. The next time someone disrespects you with a joke, don't laugh, don't argue, just look at them, calm, steady, and let the silence stretch long enough for them to feel it. Watch what happens. Most people panic. They start filling the silence. They backtrack. They reveal themselves. Silence is a mirror. It forces people to see what they just did. Now let's talk about the most uncomfortable part, image. You were taught that image is fake, that you should just be yourself, that competence will speak for itself. That is one of the most expensive lies ever sold to good people. Because the world doesn't experience your intentions, it experiences your presence, your tone, your posture, your pace, your eye contact, your ability to pause without flinching, your ability to say less and mean more, your ability to leave a room without begging to be chased. People decide what you are before they know what you are, and then they treat you according to that decision. So, if you look unsure, they'll push you. If you look desperate, they'll delay you. If you look too eager, they'll devalue you. If you look too available, they'll consume you. If you look like you can walk away, they'll negotiate. This isn't vanity, it's physics. Imagine two men delivering the same words. One is calm, slow, direct. He doesn't rush. He doesn't smile too much. He doesn't explain too much. His yes feels expensive. His no feels final. The other is frantic. He laughs to soften everything. He tries to be liked mid-sentence. He adds disclaimers. He apologizes for his own needs. He tries to convince you he's harmless. Same words, different power. One commands, one requests. Now I want you to feel this. There are people in your life who treat you the way they treat you because you taught them how. Not with lectures, with tolerance, with access, with free labor, with forgiveness without change, with boundaries that collapse the moment they push.
And I know that hurts, because you want to believe that the right people would just get it. But that's not how humans are trained. Humans learn through consequence and consistency. If you tolerate disrespect, you normalize it. If you accept crumbs, you set the price. If you keep returning after they damage you, you teach them you're not going anywhere. And if you're not going anywhere, they don't have to respect you. Now, here's the twist. Distance creates gravity. The world tells you to always be present, always respond, always show up, but constant availability makes you ordinary. Familiarity makes you small. When people can reach you whenever they want, your time stops feeling valuable, even to you. Strategic distance is not playing games. It's teaching people that access to you is not free. It's teaching people that your attention is earned.